Hello there and welcome back to Martina. This is the first time we've been back in the boat really since the relaxation of lockdown. So many jobs we had planned to do that we couldn't because we were locked out in the boatyard, and now it's a rush to get things done before she goes back in the water. But the first job that I wanted to tackle, which was one of the most pressing jobs, was to try and do something about the cockpit locker, which when you're at sea is difficult and dangerous sometimes because you're in danger of losing a finger when it slams shut because it's unrestrained and I have to hold it in place with a bungee cord. Never really successful. I'm hoping to fit gas struts, and there may be some lessons for you in doing it, and we'll see how we get on. Well, this is the locker, which is secured just through a tie back to a cleat in the cockpit, which holds it shut. But it's quite a big cover. It weighs quite a lot, and as you can see, if you drop it, you could lose a finger. We normally just hold it up using this bungee cord tied onto the guardrails, but I'm hoping that we can put a gas strut from this panel here to a similar one on the other side, and that's where we'll begin. I have a piece of 12mm ply which I salvaged from an old washboard, and I've taken the measurements from the other side, and the objective is to fit it just here. So I've got my gun of Sikaflex and apply a liberal amount here. Take a couple of clamps. That should do the trick. Just put a bead around the top. It's the next day, come back to the boat to check on how the second piece of plywood has stuck on the locker. Seems to be fine. Good. So now time to have a look at the struts from SGS. I should start by saying that this video is not sponsored by SGS, and I've paid full price for the gas struts. But I chose SGS because I thought their website was easy to use and very helpful. They offered a free design service, and the website offered a lot of design advice. The diagrams were clear and covered all of the options. Having selected the correct application, the site moves on to the detailed design. And apart from the overall dimensions, I approximated the weight and uploaded some photographs, one of which they marked up and returned to query a dimension. Okay, this is how the struts came from SGS in a tube. instructions, 4 mounting angles, and the 2 struts. So these are 150mm struts with 100mm extension. It's the GSV8 100. Now each of these comes with a small clip which retains the ball on the end, and I'm going to try and remove it temporarily. So the fitting can go in. Do the same at the other end. Now when I looked at the lid initially, with the recess here and the thickness overall, when I fitted these on, which were quite firm, I assumed there was a plywood panel which filled the whole depth of the locker lid. However, when I tried it, it appears that where we want to fit these it's hollow. Not only that, I don't know if you can see it, but it is curved. So what I've done is I've shaped a piece of wood to fit where we want it, and just decide what's the best position. Now there's 2 ways I think of fitting this. It always has to go with the reservoir, the strut at the top. It should never be fitted like this. So there's 2 options. I can either fit it like this with the top, the lid mounting here, but I'm just concerned about the pressure we put on the hinges, or I can fit it like this, and that's what I've decided to do. So I've drilled and fitted the first support piece at this end. Just going to strip off the masking tape for the adhesive. Okay, so that all stripped off. You can see the hole at the top, which was my exploratory hole. Okay, mistake. But that's what showed me that I didn't have any spacer. So I'll now get on and do the other one. Of course, it wasn't the next job. The next job was to mark the position of the screw fixings, which are only there to hold it in place while the glue sets. But so I'm using a 2.5mm drill just to pilot the holes. Now, having done that, I can change this for a 5mm drill to get clearance for this fixing screws. So now I can put on the adhesive. Should hold it in place until I get the screws. Okay, wait for that to go off. Well, now I've got to decide the maximum opening position of the lid. I had thought about having it fully open, but it means that the arm, which is quite constrained in its space, would be overextended. So I've positioned this so that the middle fixing will be about there, which is just about 90 degrees, so I'm content with that. So I'll mark that up, drill it, get it fixed. Okay, so I've marked the position of the support. Now drill the 3mm hole to take the screw. Sorry if this all looks slightly awkward, but I'm having to do it single-handed while I'm holding the camera and the screwdriver. Okay, that's in quite firm. So now all I have to do is put the junction back on. Now obviously it's at full pressure, so it's impossible to drop the lid now. I have to wait until I get the other support on, and then I'll show you how we adjust the pressure of the gas lift. Well, the set comes with an adjustment sheet which tells you how to reduce the gas pressure in the struts on a gradual basis using the Allen key they provide to get to the working pressure. So we'll go and try that now. Before I start with the Allen key, I need to reattach the retaining clips. They go into the ball joint at each end. A bit fiddly, but relatively easy once you get the hang of it. So we need to fit a retaining clip in each ball joint, and knowing my luck, because I'm working single-handed here, I've put a sheet down just to catch the clip if it slips. So there's a tiny hole which you may not see where the pin goes in. And this clips round. The upper one was fiddliest because it's round the back, but once it's inserted, easy to clip round. Just need to do the other one now. Right, we'll try the opposite end. Top one's easier this time. Get it in the hole, then clip round. The bottom was a bit fiddly. Done. Okay, so now we'll try adjusting the gas pressure. As you can see, it's very firm. There's no movement in the gas at all. So we'll try adjusting at that small Allen key. The instructions are to open the little Allen nut quarter of a turn for a second at a time, doing each strut. Test. Still nothing. Well, that seems to be working okay. Just keeping it in place. So, happy with that. Now I can get rid of this old bit of bungee cord and clip.